Over the summer, I met with a group of very impressive juniors and seniors who wanted their opinions heard and addressed. They're the founding members of an HISD Student Congress. And with me today to talk about their goals is Carnegie Vanguard High School students Zakir Tamiz, Raquel Douglas, and Jesus Solano. Zakir, Raquel, Jesus, thank you so very much for joining me here today. I'm excited to learn more about the Student Congress. Can you explain what that is to our audience?
Well, the HISD Student Congress is a way for students to get their voice out there. We want to be an organization that serves as a medium between the board and with students, and to have, to give students a collective voice.
So, Raquel, what are some of the goals of the Student Congress?
Well, one of the things we want to do is, as Zakir said, to give students a way to communicate with the board, to address their issues and what they find to be important.
Mm-hmm. So, Jesus, who's going to join the Student Congress or be involved in this program?
The Student Congress is open to all the students all across this district. So we encourage people to sign up on the website to kind of get on the list for email, so we can, if anybody's interested, so they can just share it with their friends, forward it, spread the word.
That's great. So Zakir, I know that y'all have had some initial meetings. What are some of the issues that have come to the forefront in your discussions?
Well, there's two fronts that we're approaching. One is for students and one is for the district. And so for students, we want to become sort of support network for underclassmen to come and, get advice and get help from upperclassmen. We also want to help with, bullying and things like that, and run student appeals. And then for the district, we want to let the district know, let the board know, what works, what doesn't. Students have been, they go to school every day. We know what's working, we know what's not working, and so we want to give that voice. But we don't want to just complain. And so we want to give positive feedback and also cooperate with the board in helping with Literacy by 3, with Power Up, and initiatives like those.
So how have you identified some of these priority issues, such as literacy or bullying? What has brought those to your attention?
Well, first of all, we're students ourselves, so we kind of know what the major things are, and also we've been communicating with other students across the board, and so that's been a great way that we've gotten a lot of our information.
Yeah, I think also from personal experience or things that maybe we've read, current events, we also kind of base it on that, see what the district wants to focus on. And I think that's a good starting point for us to tackle those issues.
Well, I think it's exciting because I know that we need to have more student participation in terms of developing our policies and programs as well. So if you were to encourage your fellow students to participate, what would you say to them? Why should they join the Student Congress?
Well, I would say that, for students, this is a way for them to get benefits that will help them later in the workforce. Skills like diplomacy, conflict resolution, working with adults and decision makers. And also it'd be a way to boost their leadership skills. Most importantly, it's a way to get their voice out there. It's a way to give their input. It's a way to take power with their own learning. And so I think that students, they really should join. And we have our website, hisdstudentcongress.org, where you can join us, where you can get on our mailing list and get involved.
That's great. What would you like to add?
I'd also said it's a way for students to know that they have control over, well, at least some degree of control over what's going on in their education, since they are the primary aspects in it.
Absolutely. What would you like to add, Jesus, in terms of talking to students as to why they should participate in the Student Congress?
Yeah, I think it's also important to kind of get ideas and opinions from others throughout the city, because even though we live in the same city, it's pretty different where each one of us lives. So maybe we have different point of views, different ideas that we like to bring into the argument.
Do you feel that the voice of some students might not be listened to in HISD today?
Well, the short answer is yes. I think that there's a lot of students who, don't feel like they have a voice and don't feel like there's a way to get it out there, so they just keep it quiet and they don't really say what they have to say. A lot of students are failing the STAR program, the STAR exams, and a lot of passing the STAR exams, and yet are still not being literate. And so there's a lot of problems, and they don't often know how to express them, and so we want to give that medium so that they can get their voices out there.
I think also a lot of the culture, the school culture has a lot to do with that. So maybe students feel afraid of their teachers, kind of how it's kind of like a boss-employee relationship. I think that should change. Teachers maybe should be more open or focus maybe not so much on tests, but more on the students for the future.
I think this is a great idea to have students from all over the district coming together to collaborate So that way we, as the leaders on the board, as well as the administration, can have a more acute and well-developed understanding of what the students are experiencing. But I think it's also great for the students to have a chance to meet other students from all over town. So I know you've got a ratification convention coming up soon. When is it going to happen, and what's the purpose of this ratification meeting?
So our opening session is going to be on Saturday, September 27th. And it's going to be at 10 a.m. at Hattie Mae White, right here. And there students can, they will start voting and we'll start ratifying our Constitution, and then we'll start initiating our program.
That's great. So it's going to be from 10 to noon here at Hattie Mae White on September 27th. Is that
Yes.
correct? That's
Yes.
great.
And you can register for the program at hisdstudentcongress.org.
So how can a student go into the ratification Congress? I mean, they can just go onto the website, or how can they participate?
It's open to anyone from around the district, no matter their school or grade. Well, they have to be in high school, but it's open to everyone because we want that diverse aspect, and we don't want to just limit it to like people in the student congress or people who have just certain merit. We want the voices of everyone to be heard.
That's fantastic. So, Jesus, what do you imagine at, let's say, 5 years' time? What's the student congress going to be doing 5 years down the road in the future?
Well, we hope that our successors continue with the trends, or continue pursuing to get the answers to the questions that everybody has, including adults and us, the children. So we hope that they keep pushing to maybe give everybody the voice, to make sure that their voice is heard.
Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the initiative. This is fantastic. I think it's long past due, and I can't wait to have the opportunity to work with the Student Congress. I'm really looking forward to it.
We can't wait either. Thank you.
Thank you so much.